Hey Doodlers, this is Adam Sasinski and I have another IQ Doodle to share with you today. Now, this doodle, IQ Doodle, I call What is Fear? What is fear? What is fear really? Now, years ago I came across something that Anthony Robbins once said in one of his courses, and he continues to repeat it till this day. He mentioned that what does fear really mean? He said that fear is false evidence appearing real, and as you can see, FEAR spells fear. So it's an interesting way to put fear into context, because we are afraid to do a lot of things, and some of these fears, and in fact maybe a lot of these fears, are really unjustified. Let's go back to the caveman days. Caveman days, here is Mr. Caveman and Ook, there we go, Mr. Caveman and his little club, there we go. So Mr. Caveman and his little club and everything like that. Now, there were a lot of scary monsters. Now, here's some examples of a few of those monsters that might have lived in those days, maybe exaggerated slightly. But as you can see, during the caveman period, it was actually quite beneficial to be afraid, because fear meant you were able to survive. You were able to run away from these monsters and into your cave, into your little cave thing here, into your little cave, and hide from them. And that kept you alive, that kept you living, that kept you living another day. But if we take ourselves into the present and move from the caveman period, we no longer have to run away from monsters, but yet our response to fear seems to be very much the same. So we might be afraid of public speaking, we might be afraid of spiders, we might be afraid of heights and all these other things. I guess some of them are justifiable fears of being afraid of heights, but what about public speaking? Why are we afraid of public speaking? And why does it bring the same response within our body as a fear of running away from a tiger, for instance? It just doesn't make sense. So what served us in the past no longer serves us, but we are still living with the same habits that we did in the past and fearing in the same way. So we suffer because our fears are exaggerated, and in this world, those fears do not work anymore. And fearing in this way, and is really bad, because it pulls us away from our goals. Because no longer do we pursue our goals, because we're afraid of uncertainty, of making mistakes, of criticism, of rejection, and everything like that. But what we really do is, before we take a certain type of action, we use our imagination to turn things in the future and spin them in the worst possible way. And that's why we fear, because we use our imagination. So we use our imagination in the worst possible way. So we imagine all these worst case scenarios, and imagine all these things that will happen to us down the track if we take this sort of action. Let's use the public speaking example. We go in front of people and we make a mistake, and people make fun of us. What about me? I'm going out here and I make a mistake. Will I edit it out? Maybe. Nah, probably not. If I make a mistake, I goof up. Okay, it's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. Okay, some people will judge you, some people won't judge you. It's just the way it is. You're not going to make everyone happy, but we create in our imaginations these worst case scenarios, and therefore that prevents us from moving forward. So the fact is that if we take a step, we take that step and we get through that phase and we break through that fear, then we see that fear is actually false evidence appearing real, because what we imagined initially is not as bad as what we actually went through. So our imaginations are the culprits here. So what we need to do is we need to start to shift how we imagine things in our minds. We need to imagine things in a better way, in a more productive and productive way that will assist us, that will help us move forward instead of pulling us back and ripping us back into our comfort zone. So life will always be unknown. There will always be a lot of uncertainty, and I've talked about this in previous IQ Doodles. There's always uncertainty, and there'll always, with that uncertainty, fear will always be there, but that's okay, because if we use our imagination the right way, we know this is not life-threatening. Talking in public is not life-threatening. Yeah, it might, have some people talk about you in a derogatory way or something like that, but then other people will congratulate you. So they're the things that you have to focus on. The people who will be there for you, who will congratulate you for overcoming your fear, for moving forward in a better way. So start today using your imagination productively. Don't be like this guy here. This guy here, yikes, I have a very powerful and vivid imagination. Okay? These are not scary monsters. The fears you have today are not scary monsters chasing you down and making your life miserable. You're not like the cavemen up here running away from these monsters. No, this is a different life. You are living a different life. And you must choose to use your imagination in a more productive way that will help you to overcome your fears and move your life in a better way, in a better direction, towards your goals, not away from them. And so if you would like to keep this IQ Doodle at the forefront of your mind, I've got this available on the IQ Doodle website. It's available as a desktop download for free, so you can download it and keep this idea of fear being false evidence appearing real, and stick it up on your wall. You can also purchase a high resolution poster if you wish to support the site. And there's also a how to doodle course. So I show you within 40 days how to create doodles such as this, and in no time you'll be doodling like anything. It's just extraordinary how quickly you can go through that course, and you might not be able to doodle anything right now, but trust me, you go through it, you'll be fantastic at the process. So head over there now, download this IQ Doodle, join the course, it's all free, and I look forward to sharing more IQ Doodles with you next time.